Time is running out.
But why is time running out, Curtis?
Because spring is right around the corner. So you need to be wearing these sweet, sexy winter fragrances while you still can. Before winter's gone.
He's beginning to believe.
So today, I'm going to show you 5 winter bangers that work perfectly to wrap up this season. Are you ready?
Wait a minute!
Alright guys, welcome back. So we are on the tail end of this winter season. So I thought, what better than to show you 4 fragrances that I've been really hitting hard this winter season and that I will continue to enjoy for about another month or so while we have this awesome winter weather. Because when spring rolls around, I'll be putting these fragrances away and I'll enjoy my spring go-tos. But I'd like to show you 4 fragrances today that I've really been hitting hard this winter. And at the end, I'll be showing you 1 bonus combination that you've got to try. So if you're interested to see these fragrances, then let's go. First up, from the house of Laboratorio Olfattivo, we have Vana Gloria. So this is a gorgeous incensey vanilla. It kind of gives me vibes like I'm sitting in a church in the winter time. I know that doesn't sound very sexy at all, but this fragrance is extremely sexy. This one was perfumed by Dominique Ropion, and he's done a phenomenal job here. And also this one gets a lot of comparisons to YSL Baby Cat, which Dominique Ropion also perfumed. But a big difference is YSL Baby Cat, number 1, is very difficult to get. And number 2, it's extremely expensive. So this is a great option if you want to have a similar smell to Baby Cat. Now, I haven't smelled Baby Cat. I've only heard other reviewers talking about the comparison of these 2 fragrances. But what I can say about this one is extremely sexy. And this one leaves probably one of the sexiest sillage trails that I have in my collection. It's a gorgeous smell, and it's definitely one to check out. So if you can, get yourself a sample of Vana Gloria by Laboratorio Olfattivo. Next up, from the house of Jeroboam, we have Insulo. So this one is a gourmandy vanilla. It smells delicious, like you want to eat it. So you get definitely that heavy vanilla from the very opening blast, and that lasts through to the end of the fragrance. But some really beautiful musks start to push forward. Basically, once this one dries down, you do have that heavy vanilla tone, but also it's just surrounded by beautiful musks, and those really push to the forefront of this fragrance. And I really like it. It is very sweet though, so if you're not into gourmandy scents, then you may not like this one. I'm not a huge fan of gourmand fragrances personally, so I don't really have very many of them in my collection, but I do really enjoy this scent on occasion. I definitely couldn't wear this one every day, but during those wintry cold days, I do enjoy this one on occasion. This one smells just really high quality. Jeroboam puts out phenomenal fragrances, and I've touted Jeroboam on this channel quite a few times as I really enjoy all of their fragrances. And they're a house that doesn't get a whole lot of hype because they're the sister company of Javoy, so they kind of sit in the shadows of Javoy. But yeah, they're a phenomenal house. If you haven't checked them out, you definitely should. They produce 30 ml extrait de parfum concentrations, and all of their fragrances perform really well. If that's something that you consider when buying a fragrance. For me, I always consider smell first, and if I enjoy it, if it does have great performance, awesome. And if it doesn't, well, that's okay too. I'm buying for the smell. But of course, when it does have good performance, that's always a plus. But what I can say about Jeroboam is they all perform extremely well, so that you don't have anything to worry about there. But overall, this is a great fragrance, and one that you should definitely check out if you're into sweeter, edible, gourmand vanilla fragrances. So if you can, get yourself a sample of Insulo by Jeroboam. Next up, from the house of Vertus, we have Vanilla oud. Man, so this one is a sexy one. You definitely get heavy vanilla, but it's more so like a caramelized vanilla with a bit of funk sprinkled on the top that comes from the oud. Now, when you spray this on your skin, like the oud's not off-putting or anything like that. It's very, very pleasant. So don't be afraid of that. And it adds a certain dimension to this fragrance, I think, which really helps to set it apart and make it smell unique and different, which is something that I really love. And this one also leaves quite a sexy trail. You don't need a whole lot of this, just maybe 3 or 4 sprays at most. Don't spray more than that. I think you'll ruin the experience for yourself and possibly others around you. This one has heavy sillage. It doesn't push out too heavily with projection, but the sillage that it leaves, it does linger in the air quite well. So yeah, it's a great one. Also, what I love about Vertus is, magnetic caps. I love magnetic caps. So yeah, and the bottle design is really, really cool. So yeah, they've done a great job. These are quality fragrances, and on discounters, you can get these for quite a good price. So, check around on discounters. Max Aroma does good sales with Vertus. This is definitely one to check out, but this has been a go-to winter scent for me. It's really, really good. So yeah, if you can, get yourself a sample of Vanilla Oud by Vertus. Next up, from the house of Nishan, we have Ani. So what can I say? I know you guys have heard a lot about this fragrance, as it does get quite a bit of hype in the fragrance community, but rightfully so. This one was perfumed by Cecile Zarokian. She's one of my favorite perfumers. She does a really good job of creating vanilla fragrances that aren't edible. You definitely pick up on that vanilla in here, but it's not like an edible vanilla. And those are the types of vanilla fragrances that I really, really enjoy, the non-edible kind. But with this one, you get a heavy blast of citruses in the top, and then with that vanilla, so it blends together quite well. And then once this one starts to dry down, that heavy push of vanilla really starts to come forward. And yeah, it makes for a very pleasant wear. Be careful with how many sprays you do on this one, because this one is beast mode / nuclear. So it does perform quite well. 2 or 3 sprays is really all you need. If you're going to be in the office setting, maybe consider just doing 1, because this does project and last for a very long time. So just something to keep in mind. But with that said, yeah, this is an amazing fragrance and definitely one of my favorites from the house of Nishan for sure. So if you can, get yourself a sample of Ani by Nishan. All right, so I mentioned before that I have a bonus for you. And so that bonus is Ani layered with Hachivat. So in the past, I've talked about layering Hachivat with 100 silent ways, but recently I've been trying out Hachivat with Ani, and this combination together is crazy good. And I think I like the combination of Hachivat and Ani better than I do Hachivat in 100 silent ways. I love them both, but this one is crazy good. I can't believe it. Just that, that heavy vanilla and citruses layered with the citruses, and then the heavy oak moss dry down that Hachivat has. It just really gives this one such an intoxicating vibe. And these fragrances are both heavy beast mode performers, as you know, so it just makes for a nuclear concoction here. So, for me, my layering combination with this is Ani is the heavier fragrance, so I put this one down first. So usually I'll do maybe 2 sprays, and then with Hachivat, I'll do 3 sprays. And for me, that combination works well. It's a bit of, when you're layering fragrances like this, it's a bit of trial and error, so you have to kind of do what works for you and works best on your skin. But for me, it's 2 sprays of Ani, 3 sprays of Hachivat, and yeah, it works a treat. And the sillage trail that this one leaves, this combination here leaves, it's just intoxicating and sexy. And yeah, I love it. So during these winter months, I'm going to be hitting this combination. Since we only got about a month left of winter, unfortunately, I'm going to be hitting this combination extremely hard. yeah, it's gorgeous. I'm not too big on layering, but when I do find a combination that works really well, you know, I do it. But yeah, this, again, you know, to each his own. But yeah, if you have the opportunity and you have both fragrances, try to layer them up. And yeah, let me know what you think. All right, guys, so that's all I have for you for today. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. And let me know what fragrances that you're getting your kind of last wearings in as this winter season winds down. I'd love to hear about them. So hope you guys are staying healthy and well, and I'll see you in the next video.